Hello friends, today in this tutorial I'll be using the Google Cloud text to speech API, and we will be building this application which will convert your text into MP3 file, and we will be using this Google API. So we will be doing this in Python 3. So let me just show you the application what I meant by this. So this is the all the code Python script. If I change any of the text here, John, if I provide any sort of text here, so this is the text I am providing here. John Williamson Latham is the captain of New Zealand. So this is the text I am providing here. So if I run this script here by invoking this command here, Python app.py. So basically, if you just see here, let me delete this output.mp3 file, and now you will see as I run this command here, it will create this output.mp3 file python app.py. If I enter this, you will see in the left hand side it will create output.mp3 file here. So it will take some time. After taking that time, it will create this file. So you can see here we need to uncomment this line here because we need to set the environment variable. So that is why it was there. Once again, if I run this file here, python app.py, so you will see audio content written to file output.mp3. So you will see this is your file. I can also play this file because this is no copyright music, so you can also listen this file. Let me just play this file here. So uh, let me open this first of all. It is the folder is cloud text to speech. So this is a project folder. Let me go to that folder. So this is the output mp3 file, 13 kb file, kilobytes. If I open this, open.
John Williamson Latham is the captain of New Zealand.
So you have seen the person speaking these words. So it was a male. You can also change the gender as well by it is neutral, so you can just change this to female as well. So this will have a female voice speaking these words. So once again, if I run this, it will have audio written. So once again, if I open this now, you will see it will be speaking the female words. So gender will be
John
changed.
Williamson Latham is the captain of New Zealand.
So you can see this is the different kind of voices that you can have here. This is female voice. Then we also have the male voice as well. So you can change it accordingly, whatever voice that you want.
John Williamson Latham is the captain of New Zealand.
So this is not limited to English. You can just speak in any language. You just need to change the language here like this. EN stands for English and US is United States. So if I want to provide Hindi here, so I will write the ISO language code, which stands for Hindi for HI, and then we have the country code as well, which is IN stands for India. And here we need to replace the text here. We can change this to from English to Hindi. So if I want to, so you can just search for Hindi text on internet. So Hindi sample text, you can just search it, and so this is one sentence here in Hindi. I can just copy it inside and paste it inside the application. This is a text here. So you can see this is Hindi text, and if I want to convert to a MP3 file here, text to speech, I can run this application. Once again, you will see audio written. Once again, if I open this, you can also listen it. So output.
इस पृष्ठ पर इंटरनेट पर उपलब्ध विभिन्न हिंदी एवं देवनागरी संबंधित साधनों की कड़ियों की सूची है. इसमें ऑनलाइन एवं ऑफलाइन उपकरण टूल्स शामिल हैं.
So you can see the person has spoken all these Hindi words with precise meaning. So the accuracy, you can just see how it is brought to you by Google Cloud Speech API. So this is the advantages that you get by using this premium API. And as the name itself, you can see it is available on Google Cloud. So you need to be having a valid Google Cloud account for this. So just go to your Google Cloud console and make sure that you add your credit card information and create your billing account first of all for this project. So I have already created that. So that is why after that you need to go to APIs and services inside your console, go to library, and then you need to search for this library which is which is speech to text. Just search for this library and you will find this cloud. There are two libraries. For first is cloud speech to text. This is not the library that you need to do. This library we need to enable, which is cloud text to speech API. So click this, and I have already enabled this, so simply click the enable button and you can see API enabled. So I will go to the manage account here. So this is my Google Cloud platform. And first of all, guys, in order to use this application, you need to create a service account. All this information I will show. In order to follow along with this video, I will highly recommend that you go to the video description link. I have provided the full blog post link here. This is the step-by-step blog post where I have provided all the source code as well. So this is app.py file. So this is all the source code that you will need. So just go to the video description link and go to my blog post to download all the source code. Now to get started, guys, I will delete this file here, or what can I do is that I can make a new folder here, make directory sample app, cd into sample app. So you can see if I open Visual Studio Code in this editor, in this folder here, you will see the folder is empty right now. I can create a file which is app.py. Make sure that you have Python installed on your machine, and one dependency you will need to install, which is Google Cloud text to speech. So this is the Python wrapper for this API. Pip install and Google dash cloud dash text to speech. So make sure that you install this library. So it will hardly take 5 to 10 seconds. After installing this, you just need to write this snippet of code that I am telling you step by step. I will write this code for you. And first of all, guys, I will also tell you how to make the service account before using this API. So every API, Google API, is protected by some kind of mechanism such as API key, client ID, or in this case service account. So in this case you need to use the service account. You cannot use API key. You go to credentials here, go to credentials and click on create credentials, and you will have this service account here. Click this option service account, and here you can just name it anything, sample test account 3, and click create and continue. And here you need to select a role. So I will select basic and owner. So basically owner gets to access full resources, so select owner, click continue, and then you click on done. That's it. So you have successfully created your account. Here you can see sample text account 3. Simply create this service account, and now to download it as a JSON file, select keys here, select keys, and you need to create a new key right here. So there are two options, either JSON or P12. I will highly recommend that you select JSON here. Click create, and it will download it as a JSON file. So it is saying private key saved to your computer. So don't share this file with anyone, because this is a very secure file and all sorts of private information is available in this file. So don't share it with anyone. And I will also make sure that I save it in a secure location. So inside my project location, I will cut it, and simply I will go to my project location and simply I will paste it. So I will rename this file. You can rename it to anything. I will rename it to service account .json. That's it. So now, guys, the very first thing we need to do is that we need to set this as a environment variable. So make sure, in order to access this service account, you need to set it as a environment variable. For doing that, you need to import the operating system module, and for setting at, we also need to import the Google Cloud text to speech API as well. For doing that, we can import this line, which is from google.cloud. We need to import this dependency, which is text to speech. So let me just have some more space. And now in the third line, guys, we need to set it as a environment variable. This which we have pasted here, service account.json. So this file will be content will be different because all the private information related to your account is mentioned inside this file. So make sure that you store it in a very secure location. So in order to set this, this operating system module contains a method which is environment, and inside square brackets we will set this variable here, which is a constant value. This value needs to be same. You cannot rename it to anything else. Google account credentials. So make sure that you name it accordingly. Same name that you need to give here. And this will be equal to the path. So whatever path is there of your service account.json file. So this file is present inside the same directory. So I will just say service account.json. That's it. So this line, guys, is very much important. I will show you the importance of this line. If you miss this line, you will get an error. You will not be able to run the application. After that, guys, we will initialize our client, which is, let me make a client variable, and inside this we will have text to speech, and this contains a method which is text to speech client. That's it. So we have successfully initialized a text to speech client here. After that, we need to provide some properties, what text that we need to send this client to, what language, what voice. So all this information we will provide it. So inside the next input, we will have another variable synthesis input. You can call these variables anything you want. It is not that you need to call the same names that I am giving. So this contains a method text to speech, which contains a method here which is synthesis input, and inside this, guys, this contains a text property. So here you can define any text of your choice. So I will put this text. So here you can just provide any text of your choice which needs to be converted to audio MP3 file. Now, guys, we will provide all sort of information. The voice. So here you can just provide this inside this method, which is voice selection params. Voice selection params. So inside this, the first parameter it takes is the language code. So whatever language that you are providing, either Hindi, English, Spanish, Chinese, every language has its ISO code here. So English stands for EN, which is English, and US. So make sure that you also provide the country code as well. So whichever country you are speaking the language. So in my case, I'm using US. After that, the second variable it takes is the gender voice. So it either it can be neutral, either it can be male or female. So dependingly whatever you want inside your voice, you can just manipulate this using this variable, which is ssml underscore gender. So here I can initialize a constant here, which is I can move this to the next line, which is like this. So we will provide a constant here, text to speech dot s, capital S, then small sml voice gender dot, and then you can either provide neutral, male or female. So I will provide neutral here. That's it. So after providing all this information, guys, now we also need to provide the audio information. So whichever extension you need to save your audio file. So this is taken by this method, which is audio config. So inside this, it takes a parameter which is audio encoding, audio underscore encoding. So this is equal to text to speech, and inside this there is a constant here which is audio encoding. Either it can be any wave file as well, so you can also provide wave as well, like this, or MP3. So in my case, I will provide MP3. That's it. So now guys, we can save this file into our local machine here. Save the file. For saving it is very easy here. So before saving it, we also need to initialize the response as well. So we need to pass all this information to the client. So client dot synthesize. Make sure that you put this spelling as it is. Synthesize speech. This is a method here, synthesize speech, and it takes first argument as input. Input will be equal to whatever we have provided inside synthesize input. Then we have the voice variable will be equal to voice, and lastly we will have the audio config, which will be equal to audio config. So these are the three variables it takes. First is the input text, which we have declared inside syntactic input. We have provided this text here. John Williamson Latham is the captain of New Zealand. Then we are providing the voice properties related to this. So we have provided the language code, gender as well. And lastly, we have provided audio config. So this is the extension of the file, which is MP3. So after initializing the client, guys, after getting the response, we need to save this response inside our local machine. So we can use with open, and we can name our output file as output.mp3, and we can write binary wb, that's it, as out. So this is a standard syntax in order to write the file in Python, out.write, and whatever we need to write here, which is response dot audio dot content, that's it. After that we can print a line here, which is audio content written successfully, that's it. So this is the overall application, guys. I have written the complete code line by line so that you can understand properly. If you want this all the source code, you can go to the video description of my blog post. Now we can run this file here, and make sure I was explaining the importance of this line, which is environment operating system environment variable. Make sure that you set this. If I comment this line here, so you will see I will get an error if you don't write this line, or if you forgot this. If I run this application for the very first time, python app.py, so it will throw an error. So the error will be like this. So it will take some time, and now it will throw an error, could not automatically determine credentials. Please set Google underscore application underscore credentials. So this property environment variable you need to set explicitly. So after setting it to the actual path of the file, now if I run this, I will not get that error, and it will print out this message that your file is successfully written. So now it is saying could not automatically determine credentials. Please set Google application credentials. I think we have made a mistake here inside our spelling mistake, I think. Oh, sorry, this needs to be Google application, not account. So I also make mistakes sometimes. So Google application credentials. So once again, if I run this file here, python app.py, so it is saying in line 24, audio is not defined. Line 24, response.audio.content. Oh, sorry, this needs to be underscore, not dot. So if you write code for a longer period of time, you will bound to make mistakes. So you need to rectify those mistakes. So you can see audio content written successfully. So you have this output.mp3 file successfully created. So we can listen to this file if I open this.
John Williamson Latham is the captain of New Zealand.
So you can see, guys, how easy it is to integrate the Google Cloud text to speech API in order to convert your text to an MP3 file, which is very much easy by this API. I have illustrated how to do this step by step in Python 3. If you want this all the source code, go to the video description. Please like the video, subscribe the channel, and also comment on this video. And I will be seeing you in the next video.